Flying back in time, this is the Jermaine Plane.
Yes, hello, it's Jermaine here, and welcome to another episode of the Jermaine Plane. I hope you're having a great day. Now, this episode, it's a very special one for me because I've worked in radio for almost a decade, and one of my dreams was to have my own music radio show where I get to play my favorite songs. And that's all I kind of wanted for this show, the Jermaine Plane. And then it evolved and I got guests on the show, local guests, national guests, to play their favorite songs. But never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would have my idols on the show. And one of them is the UK boy band Take That. If you ask my friends, my family, kind of anyone in my life, they can tell you just how huge of a fan I am of that group, and especially Gary Barlow, who I think is just a total package. So when they came here for their This Life tour last year, my show only just got greenlit. I was just playing music and having just some guests on the show. That's it. I wasn't expecting my first international guests to be them. And that's exactly what happened. So a huge shout out to Erin, who works on the Drive Show at Nova, who made this happen for me. And you're going to hear me very nervous and very excited because, this was just a huge, huge day for me. Now, I did my duty as a fan, and of course, I asked questions about unreleased material, about their iconic costumes, about their music videos, iconic music videos, and after 30 years of doing one of the most iconic albums, Everything Changes, I wanted to know what it was like now with them together. So that's what you're going to hear on this chat. And just take note that this interview was recorded when the show was intended to just be a radio show. So you're going to hear their requests, their favorite throwbacks, and just take note that the song can't actually be played. But anyway, sit back, relax, enjoy my freaking out, enjoy my nerves, enjoy Gary Barlow, Howard Donald, and Mark Owen from Take That, co-pilots on the Jermaine Plane.
Oh, Gaz!
Hang on a minute.
Who's
got his own show?
Me, buddy.
Who's got his
How
own
are
show?
you?
Great, mate. How are you doing?
See you. Hey,
How
Howard.
you doing,
Jermaine.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Jermaine.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, I'm Mark.
Jermaine, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Here?
In front of me, I've got the one and only Gary Barlow, Howard Donald, Mark Owen. Take That. How are we, guys?
Hey.
Okay,
Good.
guys, just give me 2 seconds. I just need to do my quick freak out. 2 seconds. Oh my God, I'm interviewing Take That. I can't believe it. Okay, sorry. I just need to get that out first because you guys understand I'm a massive, massive, massive fan. So thank you so much, and it's a pleasure
Thank you.
to have you guys here. How's Australia going so far?
Awesome. We've only been
Yeah.
here a few days, but we did a show in Perth.
Yeah.
And now we're really happy to have landed in Sydney. We're off to Adelaide tomorrow, aren't we? But we're here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's amazing. And we've timed it well. The sun's out.
Tell me about your This Life tour. There's quite a concept behind it, which I really enjoy, like these infomercials. And tell me about that. How did that concept come about?
We love putting our shows together. If you've ever seen our shows in the past,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, it's when we're writing the record, we start to think about what we can do, and we've done some amazing shows in the past. But I think that for us on this record, with the record especially, we felt like we were sort of giving a slightly different impression of ourselves, and it was a little bit more intimate in some ways, and it just felt like a really nice being able to play with the song This Life, which I think when I played it to my wife the first time, she said, "Oh, it sounds quite 70s, like a TV show."
Okay,
I was
yeah.
like, we'll have that.
Love that.
So it was actually my wife who inspired it. But yeah, we did, just going down that colour and trying to give a different aesthetic to what we're doing is always great fun. for
Yeah,
us.
wonderful. That sounds amazing.
The guy who directed those infomercials that you saw actually also directed our Back for Good video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From back in the day. So
Yes.
that it was really nice to connect with him again, and to be able to do something like that. And we did do 2 days of shooting. And as you know, Jermaine, in today's modern world, everybody goes like, we need content.
Absolutely.
So we were like, well, we'll give content, we'll make that. And we wanted the whole experience when people came to the show for it to start straight away. As soon as they walked in, we could like make it this world that they could be
Yeah.
a part of.
I loved it.
It was really good fun. Good fun.
It's such a great concept. And look, I've got you guys on the show as co-pilots here on the Jermaine Plane. So soon I'm going to ask you guys to really take over the show and to play your favorite Take That throwbacks of all time. So have a think about that. But first, it's been 30 years since your album Everything Changes, which is my favorite throwback Take That album. I mean, so many good songs. Like we've got obviously Everything Changes, Why Can't I Wake Up With You, one of my faves. My most favorite is Another Crack in My Heart, a good little deep cut. Babe, Pray, all those types of things. Let's take you back to that year, to 1993. What was going on there? Because the first album, Take That and Party, was a real party, dance, club, underground kind of vibe. And then we moved into this new Jack Swing kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that process happened, how that change happened.
It was a really interesting decade, the 90s, and it's interesting to hear people talk about it, but also to have lived through it, because it's not necessarily the way people remember it. When we were first signed as a band, it was a very unfashionable thing to sign a band with an image like us, because at the time it was a lot of faceless dance music, acts that you wouldn't even know what they looked like, but they had these hit records with dance music.
Yep.
So we sort of tried to do a mind meld of them both, where we had an image and we had this sort of... Our manager always had a bit of a dance influence, so he was always encouraging us to try and make dance music to make it part of our performance and our show at that point. But of course, from America, which is where most of us are influenced, was coming this new pop sound, which was people like Boys to Men and Babyface and this swingy mid-tempo sort of cross-Atlantic music was hitting the airwaves, and we jumped on the back of that with Pray and an amazing British producer called Steve Jervier. He wanted to be the British version of New Jack Swing. And so we were sort of riding a bit on his coattails, but we had these pop songs that he was pairing with this sound, and it was working great, and people were enjoying it, and we were having, with songs like Pray, we were like 4 weeks at number one with that song.
Wow. I think
so it was a real time where we were finding our sound after our first record, but music was changing at the same time. So really very influential for a very influential time in the 90s.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite videos too. I mean, we've got it on the screen here. A lot of posing, a lot of fun stuff on the beach. Where was this taken?
Is that where was it in
Acapulco?
Acapulco, yeah.
Okay.
Which looks more glamorous than what it actually is. It was when we was there. But yeah, it was great when we got told we're doing the video in Acapulco. But when we got there, it wasn't as great as it looks.
Was it the weather or what was?
I think one of the first things they told us was beware of the sea lice.
Okay.
When you go in the sea, wherever they were, I don't know.
Did you not catch any of those? No, nothing like that.
Do you know the making this video as well was really for us, it was a step up from where we'd been before. We started to work with this new director who shot a few of our, Greg Mazurak, and he started to shoot a few of our music videos, and it felt like the whole Take That thing was taking a step up, producer wise, music wise. We were growing up, we're people, in ourselves. Our characters were starting to come through. We were starting to learn about who we were, a little bit more, and we were able to sort of put that in. Pray and that time was for me, it was a magical time for Take That, where us as people and the music gelled together in a way that we could really perform and embrace.
It was like a glow-up stage, right?
It was our glow-up stage.
And also with the music came... Our shows were getting bigger, so we had more money to spend on the shows. And so, like Mark said, the music was progressing, but so was the live performance, and so was the visuals.
Love that.
All at the same time. Brilliant.
And I do love, there was a performance I saw you guys do where it's all very church religious with the robes and the stained glass and everything like that. True glow up indeed. I'm going to get on one of your other songs from Everything Changes, Relight My Fire, because... This is another video of mine that I that I really enjoy. Let's talk about the fashion here for a bit, if that's all right. That Johnson's baby shirt.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
The crop top. The official beginning of crop tops.
Yes.
We cut that on the day. It never came like that. That was a fashion move. Do you know, it was, I think, for us, we were really excited because we shot this video at the Ministry of Sound.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In London. And that for us was like the club.
Yeah,
so we
gotcha.
got to go there on the day, and as a band, we never really got to go out at this time because we were busy and we were travelling places. So if somebody said you had a day at the Ministry of Sound, we were like, yes, this is going to be awesome.
Fabulous. I love that. Oh, good. Well, okay. Well, that's Everything Changes, and it's amazing that it's been 30 years. I mean, how do you guys feel that an iconic album like that has reached 30 years? I mean, for me, like, you know, I was very young when that album came out, but you can see that it kind of crosses so many generations and things like that. How does that feel?
It's amazing. I mean, we for the very first time on the tour that we've just done in Europe, we did we celebrated the album in Malta. Mm-hmm. We did like a take that weekend, and for the very first time ever, we did the whole album of Everything Changes.
Oh, fabulous.
So we rehearsed that and we did every song in song order or what it was on the album. And that was a fantastic experience, and it was great for the audience as well.
Were there any songs you guys performed for the first time?
You would have really liked it
Most of
because we did Another Crack in My Heart.
Oh, really?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. You would have been very happy.
It sounds...
There was about 6 we hadn't done before.
Okay, right.
Ever live. So it was fun for us as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Another Crack in My Heart. There's a sample in. It sounds like you sampled a bit of Michael Jackson in that song.
That's
if
right.
you listen to it again, Human Nature.
That's
heard that
right,
in
yeah.
there. So that's why I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that when you rewind to a year like that of how much everybody was influencing each other and not
Yeah.
scared to take pieces of each other's music as well.
Yeah.
It was a really good. I think it was a good time for music. That was definitely pop music.
Absolutely. Well, Everything Changes, 30 years. That's amazing. Let's get into the co-pilot bit of the chat, if that's all right. You guys get to take over and you get to play your favourite Take That throwbacks of all time. I think I might start first, if that's okay. So I'm just going to get on my favourite one. This one's a bit left of field. It's a song called Girl. Now, I know this one here is a bit of an unreleased one, but I love the dance and the performance. Was this at the Hitman and Her show? Is that where it was?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the fate? What happened to the fate of that song? Because that's one thing I know a lot of fans would like to see that song get released.
Well, you know what? So if I just go back to that era, we're coming into the 90s. We've had this 5-year reign of Stock Aitken and Waterman in the 80s, where they were at like 30 number ones or something. And at that point, that's what I was listening to. That was, I wanted to make pop music. So between that and I can't actually remember what American stuff was coming around at that time, but very much
Would it have been
88,
Tiffany?
89.
So you
Tiffany.
had Kylie, you had Jason,
Yeah.
Donovan,
And you had Madonna
Tiffany,
as well.
Madonna.
She was doing like Vogue and stuff around that time. And so, you know, pop music's really heightened, really poppy, fast. And so songs like that, Girl, were a result of what I was listening to and what I thought was the sound of the charts. But of course, the charts had moved on by this point. So
Right.
when we were playing that song to labels, they were saying, well, we get the band, sort of, but the music's dated. So
Right.
we never ended up recording any of those songs. But we did them at shows, didn't we, those songs?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see a new performance of that.
I think
That'd
that
be
might
cool.
have been like the song that we performed the first time on TV, wasn't it? I think Girl was that was very early on.
Yeah, that was
we
Jason's
were
debut.
we were just so excited to be on the telly.
Yeah.
You know, back then, you know, it was just like, oh my God, we're on the TV. And you could
Amazing.
press record at home. You could record yourself.
On a real throwback there.
A real throwback. There we go. Here on the
Threw us
Jermaine
back.
Plane. There we
Yeah.
go. Flying back in time. Howard, let's start with you as co-pilot. Obviously, you've done DJing. You know what a crowd can respond to really well. What would be your ultimate Take That throwback of all time?
I'm going to say Why Can't I Wake Up With You? The Jervier Brothers remix on Everything Changes.
Yeah.
Just simply because of the memories, because of its funkiness, and I guess the memory from the video that was shot, which was in a French chateau. It was just, the whole thing was like a great memory for me. and performing it and dancing to it as well.
I love that. Okay, well, let's get that on the Jermaine Plane right now. Mark, let's go with you when it comes to your ultimate Take That throwback. What's your favourite?
How not throwback can we go? Can we do little throws, or have they got to be really big throws?
Let's go. Oh no, it's your band. Go for whichever throwback you want.
I'm going to go to Progress.
Okay,
if that's okay. So
sure.
it's like a medium throw to The Flood, which for me was just such a beautiful moment for us as a band to get back in the studio as the five of us. We went to Electric Lady Studios in New York, which was Jimi Hendrix's studio. We all turned up in New York City and we started making a new record, and it was just the most exciting time. And that song for me was the first time we had been together creatively as a band, and writing together and performing together as a five in our own way, just left there to do it. And it was really, really exciting. And the energy, you could almost, taste it. Mm-hmm. I would play drums on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think. Okay. Was it a challenging experience doing the drums?
It was an easy. It was for you. No, it was an easy. It's an easy pattern, so it was. That's why I played it.
Yeah,
I wasn't getting too complicated.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a very genius song, and let's get it on right now here on the Jermaine Plane. All right, Gary. So you're the songwriter. You've created all these amazing songs for the band, and it would be great to know what your ultimate Take That throwback is. So go ahead.
I'm going to go slightly off the beaten path too. Okay. And I'm going to say this particular song because there's been many songs which have been really important for us in our sort of milestone 34-year career. But I believe that one song that made people just double take a little bit on us was a song called A Million Love Songs. And no one expected it from this band that do dance routines, that wear the leather clothes, boy band, five faces. No one expected that song to come. And it was at a time where people were like, they're just a boy band, whatever. And when this song went on the radio, it actually spent about 8 weeks in the top 10. It kept going up and down, 6, 7, back to 5, back to 6, back up to 4. But it moved around a lot because people were playing it, not realising who it was. And I believe it was a really important song for us. And of course, nowadays we play it at a concert and it's like a standard. Now it's a song you can't leave out, really.
Is it Mike Stevens? Is that your saxophone?
You know what? Bizarrely not.
Okay.
Mike is he's been our musical director since 1993, but actually the guy that played on that record was a guy called Snake Davis.
Okay.
And he was just a session player who was brought in because my demo had a keyboard sax on it. And I always dreamed of a real one, but I didn't know anyone who played sax. So when the producer produced the song, I said, "Can we have a real sax?" And he was like, "I know the guy, Snake Davis."
Fabulous. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. And refresh my memory, was this also one of the first demos you ever made that got you kind of that spot as songwriter for the band?
Well, you know what? It was on when I first met our manager, Nigel, in 1990. I took in a cassette and it had 4 songs on it, and Million Love Songs was one of the songs. And it when he heard it, he kept going, what about A Million Love Songs? Well, he'd say, what have you recorded this week? Well, what about A Million Love Songs? He kept coming back to that song. And I don't think the label ever really saw it as a single for us. Mm-hmm. And so when the time was right, he pushed it as we needed to go with that one next. Mm-hmm. And he was right, because it was a big record for us.
Brilliant. Well, let's get that on right now, flying back in time here on the Jermaine Plane. A Million Love Songs by Take That. Thank you guys so much for being co-pilot on the show. I'm not going to lie, my heart is racing. This has been the most nerve-wracking experience, but I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Before I let you guys go, here at the Jermaine Plane, we fly back in time across genres, across decades, across countries, across cities. From each of you, what's the one thing that you'd want the world to know about Take That? Let's start with you, Mark.
Oh, good question. I think that for me, live shows are the thing that is always. I know that we take a lot of pride in the shows that we put together, and so I think that. And I'm still, whenever we go on stage, I'm always really proud of the shows that we do. So I think that is an important. That's a thing that I'd like us to be remembered for, is doing these big live shows.
Okay, cool. Fabulous. Thank you very much. Howard.
Oh, God, he's got me because he's just nicked my answer. No, I think I'd like everyone to know that since the year 2006, we all decided to write all the stuff together. So we all share the writing and we all love getting in the studio and writing together as a band.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. And Gary, what's the one thing you want the world to know about Take That?
Well, we've been together for a long time, and I believe that when anything lasts many years, there's usually a good reason for it. And I think it's because we love this band. We really do. And we love every piece of it. The writing the music, the making the music, the performing the music, and also that beautiful audience that have followed us for years and years. This is the Take That world that we love, and it's the reason that we're still here, we're still friends, we're still colleagues, we're still ambitious, we're still trying to make things better every year. And the reason for that is that this world it's a great place to be, and we love it.
Thank you very much, Take That, for joining me as co-pilot on the show. This Life World Tour around Australia right now, and Everything Changes, turning 30 years. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Flying back in time, this is the Jermaine Plane.